Hey there, food lovers. Welcome to the kitchen for an epic fat face-off. Butter, tallow, and margarine. These cooking staples each have unique vibes, but which one's best for your recipes, health, and taste buds? We're diving into their origins. Margarine's got a wild wartime story, plus their flavors, kitchen uses, and a deep dive into their nutrition, especially margarine's rocky past with LDL cholesterol. Stick around to find your perfect fat match. Let's get cooking. Let's start with the basics. Butter is the creamy, dreamy spread from churning cow's milk or cream, about 80% fat with that nutty flavor we love. Tallow is rendered beef fat, a savory old-school gem used from our grandparents for frying, baking, and even candles. Margarine was born in the 1860s during France's butter crisis. Emperor Napoleon III, facing shortages during the Franco-Prussian War, needed a cheap, shelf-stable butter substitute for his soldiers and the poor. Chemist Hippolyte Megamoris answered the call, mixing beef tallow with skim milk and water to create oleomargarine, which was patented in 1869. Named for its pearly sheen, from the Greek margaron, it fed armies and families. By the 1870s, it hit the US, where vegetable oils replaced beef fat dyed yellow to mimic butter. Despite dairy industry's battles, like laws forcing margarine to be sold white or pink, it became a staple during World War shortages. Let's talk butter. Butter's rich, creamy flavor makes toast or croissants magical. Tallow's deep, beefy savoriness is perfect for frying or roasting. Margarine mimics butter but can feel greasy or artificial, especially older versions. Texture-wise, butter and tallow are solid and melt beautifully, while margarine, with its wartime designed water content, is softer and more spreadable, especially in tubs. Now let's get into healthy nitty-gritty. Butter is about 50 to 60% saturated fat, which can raise LDL, bad cholesterol, if eaten in excess, but it can also raise HDL, which is your good cholesterol. So the overall impact depends on your diet and what fat you're replacing it with. Grass-fed versions offer vitamin K2 and omega-3s as well. Tallow is also saturated fat heavy, but packed with vitamins A, D, E, K, and conjugated linolenic acid, which may support fat burning. Margarine's nutrition story, though, is complicated. Designed as a budget-friendly butter substitute, it's made from vegetable oils, so it's lower in saturated fat and often fortified with vitamins A and D to mimic butter's benefits, a wartime necessity for malnourished populations. But here's the catch. Until the early 2000s, many margarines contained trans fats, created through hydrogenation to make liquid oils solid and shelf-stable. Trans fats significantly raise LDL cholesterol while lowering HDL, which is your good cholesterol, increasing heart disease risk. Studies like those from the American Heart Association link trans fats to a 20 to 30% higher risk of cardiovascular issues. By 2018, the FDA banned artificial trans fats, so modern margarines are safer using palm or sunflower oils instead. Still, in ultra-processed food, margarine often contains additives like emulsifiers and preservatives, which some studies, such as the 2015 BMJ review, associate with obesity and inflammation. Compared to whole food fats like butter and tallow, margarine's processing raises red flags for long-term health. Each fat has its kitchen superpowers. Butter's ideal for baking, think tender cakes and flaky pie crusts, thanks to its rich flavor melting point. Tallow's high smoke point makes it a frying and roasting star, adding a savory depth to fries and veggies. Margarine, designed for versatility, shines in vegan baking or softer cookies due to its water content, but I would recommend using trans fat-free versions if you can. Swap carefully. Margarine in a butter crust might flop, and tallow in cookies could taste too meaty. So, who's the champ? Well, it's your call. Butter's great for rich flavor, especially grass-fed, despite saturated fat. Tallow's perfect for savory high-heat cooking and natural vibes. Margarine suits vegan diets or lower saturated fat, but its trans fat past and ultra-processed nature makes it less ideal. Stick to trans fat for your options if you go that route. Mix and match your recipes and health goals. What's your favorite? Tell me in the comments. There you go. That's the scoop on butter, tallow, and margarine. From wartime hero to kitchen staple, each fat has its own story, especially margarine with its trans fat history. Ready to pick your go-to? Give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and share it with your foodie friends. Drop it in the comments. Which fat are you teaming up with? See you next time, and happy cooking!